The smile on my face can only mean one thing. It's this kind of smile you have when the Super Eagles of Nigeria won against Iceland in a huge game of football at the Russia 2018. It was the second game in that particular group, Group D, and as interesting as it was, unfortunately for the Iceland team, they have it to the next game as the last game of the tournament to see if at all they will get through, just like Nigeria, as Nigeria would also face Argentina come Tuesday. Welcome. It's a very, very beautiful Saturday morning, and I can't stop smiling. The guys as well in the studio are very, very elated, knowing fully well that this is a production coming after a huge game of football won by Ahmed Musa. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, it will be time for us to get up close and personal to who's on my starting list today.
Nigeria, we're behind you all the way. It's your time to shine.
Do well to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hotspot NG, and follow and like and mention us on social media. We are live on social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Hotspot NG. The name is Babajide Guerrero, and boy, am I fired up for this one. As so is Henry Okoduwa. Henry, good morning. How are you?
I'm delighted.
Now that's a Nigerian smile right there.
Yeah.
And Ahmed Musa kind of smile.
Yeah.
Wow. How does he feel?
Great. We were not expecting that Nigeria would rise to the occasion the way they did. When you consider the fact that they lost to Croatia in the first game, there were a lot of changes that were made, and the boys rose to the occasion, and
Absolutely.
It was like win or bust for us.
Absolutely.
And they didn't let millions of Nigerians out there down.
And one of such millions will be Olale, who on this day makes his debut. What a day to make your debut. You remember this day for a long, long time. The day you made your debut on Hotspot, especially a day after Nigeria won a game against Iceland. How you doing, bro? Good morning.
Good morning to you. Baba, today, great to be on the show. I must confess, wonderful game. 3 points in the kitty for Nigeria. You did expect that with this kind of results, Nigeria have a very great momentum en route the last game against Argentina. And of course, knowing full well that last time Nigeria played against Argentina, we won by 4-2 in Krasnodar, there in Russia. Yeah, so you expect that the team want to beat on that. Of course, give Nigerians yet again another smile on their faces. You
know, Olale is so excited. Olale even mistook my name for another name. My name is Babaji. Olale called me Babatunde. Well, hey, that's the level of joy and happiness here on Hotspot TV. I'm sure somewhere in your heart of heart, you are super excited, just like I am this beautiful Saturday morning. So, guys, how about we just go right into it? The Russia 2018 World Cup has been absolutely tremendous. Henry, the hosting, the beauty, the ambience, the atmosphere, the level of play, the structure, the excellence, so far so good. You want to say this, given by the first round of game we've seen so far, is one of the most unpredictable level of games we've seen so far in this World Cup.
Yeah, right from the first day, nobody gave Russia a chance to start off in such a blistering manner. Scoring 5 goals, a team that played all their friendlies, never won any, and no one gave them a chance because they were never in the qualifiers. But they came into they opened up the competition in such a manner, scoring 5 good goals and setting the marker for other teams to follow. And you also want to look at the VAR, the video assistant referee, that has been, toast of many fans because nobody thought it would work.
Yeah,
because there has been complaints about, concerns about its workability, but right now, everybody's hailing it, and it's changing the face of football. It's causing a huge revolution. You saw the VAR against Nigeria
as well.
It was used against Nigeria for the first time. Thankfully, that ball was blown over the bar.
Absolutely.
And, we kept our 2-goal intact. So many new changes. the beauty, the fans, I'm amazed by the kind of fans. Teams have their fans travel all the way.
Absolutely.
And you want to look at the supporters club and say, you are not even enough to
Absolutely.
match a lot of the other teams who come in their thousands.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps after the World Cup we have to take another look at supportership. Vis-a-vis football in Nigeria.
Don't just support on social media.
Yeah.
You can support right there, being there in the particular stadiums, and the stadium have absolutely been agog. 12 stadiums, 11 city. That's the story of the World Cup so far. A lot can happen in a week. The last time we came here and we was just pre-World Cup, and now we are here on the Saturday morning. It's now live for World Cup. But in that same 1 week layer, we've seen two African teams who were maybe easily the brighter teams in Africa get knocked out of the World Cup. Egypt and then Morocco. What does it say about the African continent in terms of football?
Well, quite sad really for Egypt, who came to the World Cup after about 28 years. And of course, have been inspired by the Mo Salah's penalty bargain in Egypt. But looking at the World Cup proper, I think for Egypt, they never stood their ground. The first game against Uruguay, it was a big lackluster on their part. They were able to fall like a pack of cards. But of course, in the second game, we felt that maybe they would get a form of renaissance, but it was never to be. They lost against host Russia by 3-1. Mo Salah eventually was able to put his name in history books, being the third player for Egypt to score at the FIFA World Cup. But looking at the other team, Morocco as well, they also didn't prove up to the billing. A side being led by Javier Renard. You felt that with the experience Javier Renard has when it comes to managing African teams, they couldn't just also hold their own. Notably, was the first game they lost against Iran.
So, shall we? A quick break. When we come back, Hot Spot returns.
Sunana Sa'adatu Sani Suleiman. Na fara noma kusan shekara 5 kenan. Muna yi tare da mijina. Amma zuwan Nestlin da IFDC sun koya mana dabarun noma yadda za mu samu riba mai yawa. Sannan sun kawo mana kasuwa har cikin gidanmu, wanda mu local government din Bebeji sun yaba da kayanmu sosai. Kyawunsa da ingancin shi. Yanzu noman farar dawan da muka yi a ciki riban da muka samu na gaya maka shine muke kokarin sallaman yaranmu na kudin makaranta da shi. Alhamdulillah mun gode ma Allah, mun gode ma Nestlin da IFDC.
Nestle, good food, good life.
You're still on to the longest running sports show on Nigerian television, and it's a very special day, especially if you're a Nigerian. It is Nigeria 2, Iceland 0, and the guys can't just wait to latch on this particular discussion. Let me start with you. The first half was a quintessential Nigeria under Garnet Roy. Very, very timid, lacking confidence. But in the second half, we saw a totally different Nigeria. Well,
it's been a cliche for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, especially the build up to the FIFA World Cup. The friendly being played. Most notably, it was a game at the Wembley Stadium against England, where the Nigeria has been tagged the second half team. But in this second game they played against the Icelandic national team, I think the first half was bizarre on the part, but of course the second half, after a string of changes, the players were able to come off, and of course Ahmed Musa, one of the experienced players that was actually brought into the team, was able to do the needful, scoring a brace for Nigeria. And of course I think 3 points was all that matters, and of course for Nigeria I think they will bask in the euphoria after the initial 2-0 loss to Croatia in the Kaliningrad in the opening game.
Gentlemen, it's time for us to bring out our calculator. I'm sure you guys are not carrying calculators around, but I'm sure we have one here somewhere in the studio. So the permutations is quite simple. For the Eagles to get to the second round, maybe some of the scenarios that will possibly happen is if 2 or more teams are equal on the above basis, then ranking should be determined by the greatest number of points, as well as the goal difference in all group matches, goals scored in all group matches. If 2 or more teams are equal on the basis of the above 3 criteria, their rankings will be determined as follows: the greatest number of points obtained in the group matches between the 2 teams concerned, as well as the goal difference resulting from the group matches between the teams concerned, greater number of goals scored in all group matches between the team concerned, greater number of points obtained regarding fair play conduct. Simply put, yellow card to be 1, indirect red card as a result of a second yellow card will be 3, direct red card is 4 points, yellow card and direct red is 5. with only one of the deductions applied to a player in a single game. Drawing of lots by FIFA. That right there is the last resort. But this is what you get if you probably... we've said it consistently on this show, Henry, that the first game of every game is as crucial as the final of any tournament.
I think we got ourselves here and we need to take ourselves out of it. It's a very open group from what we have seen. Croatia is the only safe team here. Other teams need to really fight to go to the second round, and I hope Nigeria will be one of them.
Yes, definitely. That's the factor we get to do the business against Argentina, and we're looking forward to how that will pan out. So that right over takes us through the next phase of discussion. The question this beautiful Saturday morning is, Georgian, of course, we've seen Super Eagles of Nigeria defeat Iceland. Iceland melts, Argentina nest, says Olale. That's the topic for this beautiful Saturday morning. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, the gentlemen are ready with their 30 statements. This is Old Sport, and trust me, it's about to get even hotter. You're welcome back to the show this Saturday morning, and we're still in the euphoria of the Super Eagles of Nigeria defeating Iceland. In that same mode, our question this morning is, Iceland melts, Argentina's nest. This word is said by Olale. Olale, your 30 statement.
Well, for Argentina, I think they will be beaten by Nigeria because Nigeria needs this more than they do, because looking at the fact that Nigeria was able to come back from the defeat against Croatia and of course showed a level of intent against the Icelandic national team. I feel playing against Argentina, they'll do the needful.
What is the needful for this team?
Well, you could say the needful is to beat Argentina, but the question is, can they? And that is the big question. Can they? A friend of mine used to say the 2.8 billion naira question is, can the Super Eagles beat Argentina? I say no, because it's difficult. The Argentines do not want to fall twice. They want to qualify from this group, and the stakes are high. I wish we had just done something against Croatia. We won't need this match so much.
Well, great power comes greater responsibility for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They melted the ice by Iceland, and now the gentlemen in the studios are at a little bit of loggerheads as regards just who will carry the day as Eagles play Argentina. Olale already with his thesis statement, so also Henry. Olale, the floor is yours.
Well, I think for Nigeria, this is their 6th appearance at the FIFA World Cup. It means so much for an African nation of about 180 million Nigerians. You know, playing against Argentina, looking at the fact that Argentina has always had its good against Nigeria, but this time around, Super Eagles under Genotro, having done so well for themselves with the victory against Iceland in the last game, we surely want to get a credible result against Argentina, which is an outright win to ensure that there will be their smooth passage to the second round of the competition.
Well, if wishes are horses, beggars will rise. Is the popular proverb. We know that normally every Nigerian, just like I feel, if it were a normal situation, I would say the Eagles will win this, but it goes beyond just wishes. The Super Eagles got themselves in this, and I think it's going to be quite difficult, because the Argentines are not just going to lie down for you to steamroll over them. Having lost against, it's been a national disaster, losing against in their last against Croatia, and they feel now that they just have to redeem their image. Do not forget, they've won the World Cup twice in the past, and the bigger proposition for Nigeria is going to be a hard nut to crack, and I'm not giving the Super Eagles a chance at all.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria will do the needful against Argentina national team. I know for the last time they met in the friendly in Krasnodar, Nigeria came back from 2 goals down to beat them by 4 goals to 2.
Henry, now that's important, right?
So
what you just mentioned.
The fact that the Nigerian
friendlies do not determine competitive games in the World Cup. We have seen that already. Russia did not win a single match in their friendlies, but see the way they are playing now. It does not determine. See, the Super Eagles,
they're losing their first game against the Croatian national team, coming back against Iceland. For Christ's sake,
Argentina is not Iceland.
Iceland team.
See, Leia, get it.
First ever good against Argentina.
Get it straight, Leia. Argentina is not Iceland. If you compare the pedigree of the two teams you are talking about, the Argentine team has been a long time. They were knocked out of the first round of any World Cup, and it's not going to be the first time. And
the Argentina have not proved that.
If you are a psychologist, you will understand what's going through the Argentines at this moment. They are not just going to lie down for you to steamroll them over. I can bet you this moment that they are studying your tapes already. They are studying the tape of Nigeria versus Iceland, and they are going to make the needed correction because they consider their loss to Croatia as a national disaster. They are going to bounce back from it. So Leia, you are going to just understand this.
Yes.
See, it's not a matter of wishes. I wish Nigeria to win, but it's not a question of wishes. We are facing a hurdle against Argentina.
Gentlemen, let's look at it from this angle. I think both teams are coming. One team needs a psychological advantage. Another team is coming from a psychological disadvantage. So let's look at it from the mental framework of this game. Who needs this more?
Nigeria.
Argentina needs it more.
Why? Because Nigeria lost their first game against Croatia.
So has Argentina.
They came back strongly.
They have also lost.
So
they have also lost. So you are bringing two teams that need to bounce back.
Because Nigeria would want to make sure they get into the last stage of the competition.
Do not forget.
For Argentina, they are going to lose this. Why? Because they are not supposed to be in this kind of position before.
You are not a psychic.
They were finalists last time out.
Let me tell you what.
For them to have come to this point,
what do you think they will do?
I don't think they'll have to go.
Now the stakes are much higher. If they had not lost to Nigeria in a previous friendly in November, perhaps you will get away with this argument. The more reason they have to beat Nigeria is that they feel that they are more superior
in a competitive game.
That was a friendly.
Ahmed Musa scored the brace against them, and we saw what
we lost.
You lost because Nigeria never needed that game.
Always
we drew our first game then against Iran. One boys now at 4 points. So the game already, the last time we met. Now this is decisive. If Nigeria
that is why the Argentines will win, because let me tell you, Leia, we are not talking about patriotism here. We are talking about reality.
But from the fact,
Argentines are a better team than the Nigeria team. Can we stand the pressure of the Argentines? Did you watch Argentina against Iceland? Did you watch Argentina against Iceland?
He's asking you a question, actually.
Did you watch Argentina against Iceland?
I did.
Did you see the pressure they mounted on the Icelanders?
But of course, the result they had wasn't favorable for them, and that's why they are in this position.
Were it not to be that Messi missed a penalty, that would have been a straight win for
Messi,
them. And now, let me tell you, there are variables that determine what the outcome of a match. And you just pray. The Argentines, they have it. They've always beaten the Nigerians because of set piece problems, tactical indiscipline, and you know that these things have not suddenly disappeared. Do you know that these things have not suddenly disappeared?
Any game?
No. But what?
Even against the Icelandic national team, in which they are very tough. Nigeria held
these
their own.
problems have not suddenly disappeared. Do you know that?
The coach has known is
gentlemen,
the formation that will suit the game against Argentina will play.
Leia very well said, but I think Henry just made a very salient point. Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tunisia, the African teams have had a particular problem, which is countering set piece.
But of course, Nigeria
considered their own goal from a set piece and also considered the penalty against Croatia.
Yeah.
So how do you tackle this against the South Americans who really have pegged back Nigeria in recent times? Remember in the 2002 World Cup against Argentina. Remember the free kick from Ariel Ortega scored by Batistuta, and that right there has been a problem in the team.
Like he said earlier, that the Argentine team had actually watched the clips of Nigeria team, so will be what Coach General would have done thus far. For me, going to the last game of this competition, I really expect that area challenges would have been dealt with. In the last game against Iceland, we never saw
anything like that.
Any area threat. But of course,
you see, how do you deal with this? The Argentines are also full of a bag of tricks. They come into games, they fall at your area, your vital areas. Our boys have not been able to look at what did in the first game when he was romancing a player to such an extent that I have to get the penalty.
Usually grows as competition progresses.
Okay, look at the penalty we considered against Iceland. Did we? No, we have not grown. No, we have not grown. Against Iceland, we considered a penalty. Did you see what the way he did?
It was lost.
To
Argentina had a penalty against Iceland.
It was lost as well.
So you cannot count on that. He can convert. There's no guarantee that penalties will not be converted.
Changes against Iceland, which worked well. 2 goals to 0 we won. playing against Argentine squad, who for me are the best players
no two games are the same. Listen, no two games are the same. You do not expect that
Argentina because they have not got the mental strength to play those for the World Cup. With the players they've got, Sergio Aguero, Lionel Messi, they are languishing.
How does your defense cope with those kind of attacks?
In the bottom of Group D, we don't speak of the team. So for me, mentally, Nigeria has got it good. They lost our first game, came back strong. So game is
now you expect they win,
but at least a goal to nil, and Nigeria will qualify for the second.
No, you expect that they will just relax and you come and beat them.
Wow,
the
gentlemen.
Time in about 6
relax,
months.
but of course, Nigeria
So it's going to be a tough game for the
gentlemen.
That game is not just going to be won on the pitch.
Gentlemen, this is the part where. This is the part where I wish I had a boxing glove, you know, right there, just around it to both of them, because it's been more like a battle here in the studios. And what a level of discussions we've had. Very, very salient points, very lucid thoughts. But we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, it will be time for the final whistle. You welcome back to the show, and it's been a very, very hot conversation we've had here on Hot Spot. Of course, what is hot spots without a hot conversation? I'm very, very sure you thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course, do well to send us messages on our social media platform and, of course, on the SMS line. Well, I think the gentlemen in the studios have done justice to this topic. But most importantly, I must say that the Super Eagles of Nigeria started quite poorly, especially losing to Croatia 2-0. And now they found themselves in a very, very huge position. Defeating Iceland, that right there was not a mean feat. Unlike Argentina, blessed and positively blessed with a lot of talent, Lionel Messi, Sergio Aguero, Gonzalo Higuain, we expected them to probably go all gung-ho in this tournament, defeating Croatia, maybe defeating Iceland, and even defeating Super Eagles of Nigeria. But the reverse has been the case. They started quite slowly, and they are still growing from bad to worse. Nobody expected them to lose against Croatia 3-0. And you have a feeling, a very slight feeling, that the mental advantage is in the position of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But again, you look at the RB Celeste and you think to yourself, this is Messi's final song. And if at all it's going to go down, it's going to go down fighting. It's going to be a huge game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But I think strongly that the Super Eagles of Nigeria would come good with maximum 3 points, or better still, get a positive result, good enough to see them through to the second round. That's the thought at the moment on Final Whistle. But before we leave the studios, we can tell you for free that as regards the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, the Tigers would also be participating in some strings of friendly before they take against Uganda, beg your pardon, on the 29th of June. And the first two games will be against Cote d'Ivoire in Abidjan today, which is Saturday, and of course tomorrow on Sunday. The Tigers currently top the FIBA group with 6 points after 3 matches by Uganda, followed by Uganda, I beg your pardon, Mali, Rwanda, who also have won 2 matches with 4 points. It's been an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning, and thank you very much for always being there, especially on Hot Sports. Remember that we do have a very functioning website, www.hotsporttv.com. Of course, I must say a huge thank you to Olale. Olale made his debut on the show today and it was absolutely amazing. Well done, Lion.
My pleasure.
Well done. How many goals did you score today? Like Ronaldo? 3? Thank you so very much for coming. Enrico Kodua, part of the furniture on the show. Henry, as usual, thank you so very much for coming.
It's been a great show.
Yes, it is. It has been. Why are you laughing? Because I called you furniture. All right, guys. One thing that we also want to be in your lives and in your homes is that we want to be part of the furniture in your home. So how about you go to the social media platforms now at Hotspot, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and of course on our social media websites, on our social media channels, I beg your pardon, YouTube especially, to subscribe to our page, Hotspot NG. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Until I come your way next week, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Soar, Super Eagles, soar. Bye for now.